Alright, hey guys, what's going on? It's Matt here. Um, just making another video for you guys. It's been like what? Well, I know I posted one technically yesterday. Like what? Like 7, 8 o'clock, give or take. Um, so, yeah. I just got off of work. I think, what was it, like an hour ago, give or take? This is pretty much like an update as to what's been going on in my life. Um, things have really been looking up for me, over the past few months, I would say. Um, I got a job, finally, like, final fuckingly. Um, I've been, more, I guess, positive. Like, I haven't really been looking at the world, like, basically, like, I hate everything and everyone, and, like, basically just anything that fucking moves, I hate. Um, I haven't been that way in a while now, which I'm proud of myself for that. Um, some other things that have been going on in my life. I started college, I think, like 2 months ago, give or take time. Um, but unfortunately, with the way that I've been working and the way that I've been um, basically been feeling sort of overwhelmed, um, I've had to withdraw from college, and I've pretty much tacked on more hours at work because my only two options really were to either stay in college and quit my job or withdraw from college for right now, at least for the spring semester, and take on more hours at work and make money. Um, so there's that. Um, but things have really been looking up for me. Um, I've been trying to get myself, um, in better shape. Um, I've been trying to eat better, and start living a little bit healthier. Um, because I know once I graduate college, um, like if I go back in the fall semester, it'll be about 2017 when I graduate college with my associate's degree, possibly in business. Um, I have plans to enlist in the United States Armed Forces, United States military, and the reason I'm mainly getting at least an associate's degree is so I can have a better chance of getting into special forces. Um, and for those of you that don't know what special forces is, for the American military, maybe you live over in Europe or another country and you don't know really what special forces is. Um, Special forces would be, like United States Army Green Berets, United States Army Rangers, uh, Navy SEALs, um, Marine Raiders, What else? United States Air Force Pararescuemen, also known as the PJs, um, which is weird. Like a lot of people are like, oh, the PJs. They get to wear the PJs when they go on missions? No, no, they don't. The Pararescuemen were formed in about Vietnam era, so around the 60s, and they're called the PJs because they were originally known as the Parajumpers. And fun fact too is that anybody that got saved by the PJs back in the 60s would get a pair of green boots, like tattooed on their ass. And the reason was meaning that the PJs came in and saved their ass, was what it ultimately meant. And but yeah, that's basically like my biggest goal in life is to hopefully get into the military one of these days and live out, basically my dream since I've been like a little kid was to ultimately serve in the military. And that's just what I want to do. And I want to go into special forces so that way when I'm old and gray and I have, and I have, like grandkids or something like that, my grandkids can be like, Grandpa, you were in the military. What were you? I can look them right in the face and be like, I was one of the best they ever had. You know. Um, but I do. I give a lot of credit to our men and women of the armed forces, because they got to go through so much shit. You know. Um, it's it's sad, honestly. To see all the shit that they go through. I mean, like, a lot of people can say, oh, well, when they came home from Vietnam, they were really treated like shit. Which is true. Armed forces members, when they got home from Vietnam, they were spit on, they were known as baby killers, so on and so forth. And that was from, you know, the American citizen. Um, you know, but, and now it's basically from our own government. The people that the armed forces members, they swear to, they raise their right hand and they say that I will protect the United States Constitution against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. You know, I mean, those sons of bitches live by that. They do. They really do. And, but at the same time, they're not really taken care of when they get home. Because most of those guys, you know, come home with, PTSD and schizophrenia and all that other type of stuff. And they're not, honestly, they're not taken care of that well. But that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother video. Um, you know, also another thing, going on in my life, I think it was about 2 years ago, I met, Babe Ruth, the great Yankees legend, you know, George Herman, Babe Ruth. I met his granddaughter. Um, and believe it or not, she actually knew like, where we were. Me and my dad, we went over and talked with her. And she talked to us for like 10 minutes, which is incredible, because she's the granddaughter of a baseball legend. And she didn't have to. Um, she knew exactly where we were. She knew, you know, a lot. And then, last year I met another great descendant of a baseball legend. I met Jackie Robinson, the man who broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. I met his daughter, um, and she was without a doubt one of the nicest people you could ever meet. Um, and my dad told me, well, actually, my dad was telling a lot of people that if she could have, she would have probably sat there and just talked with me, for an hour or two, because, and I mean, I sort of got that vibe, off of her that she was, kind of interested, in my life and in my beliefs, and all that. And I think I'm one of the few people that actually had the guts to ask her, I asked her, during I think it was like the 1950 World Series, real old game. I asked her, I was like, so you think your dad, when he stole home in the World Series, do you think that he was out or safe? Like, I actually asked her that. And, but, she was without a doubt a very nice person. Very humble, very down to earth. Um, and then, and then also another thing too is that, my aunt, believe it or not, has been able to trace my family's history on my father's side of the family, um, back to I want to say the 1500s, which is incredible. Um, we were, peasants, back in Europe, um, during the 1500s. Um, Italian. We like my dad says, we're the basic, European mutt. Basically, is how it is. Um, but it's incredible. And I found out that during the Civil War, believe it or not, my my great, I think it's either three or four greats grandfather was a surgeon for the South during the Civil War. And then I also found out that my grandfather, which would be my dad's father, um, was an expert marksman in the United States Army. He was a MP, military police. Um, he guarded the Peace Bridge, which goes from, I want to say, Niagara Falls, New York to Niagara Falls, Canada. He guarded that during World War II. Um, and he also guarded the White House during World War II. Which that right there is a big, big honor. Just knowing that my grandfather, guarded, the White House, FDR's home during a time of war. That right there just is fascinating to me. Um, and I love learning about that type of stuff, mainly my family's history. Um, it's a great thing to, be able to learn from my family's history. Um, and I know my grandma on my mom's side of the family, um, her stepfather was involved in World War II. He was in the Battle of the Bulge. That's pretty much all we really know as far as his involvement in World War II was that he was in the Battle of the Bulge. Um, I mean, for all we know, he could have been one of the guys that stormed the beaches of Normandy. You know, we wouldn't really know because he just didn't really like to talk about it. From what my grandmother has told me, he just never really liked to talk about it. Never really did. Um, and I know, one of my cousins who's from down south. This is back to my dad's side of the family. Um, he was a United States. He was in the Marine Corps during Vietnam, and I sat down and I had a conversation with him. I usually always do. Whenever we go down south, that's the one person I always have to see. Um, and I love just sitting down with him, talking about when he served in Vietnam and when he served in the Corps. Um, because I'm just so fascinated by certain things like that. And I don't know why. I've never been able to figure it out. All I know is that I'm just fascinated by it, and it, it- that's just how it is. Um, but yeah, for me, myself personally, I am back. You know, Hutch, Hutch the Smoker, kind of did persuade me to kind of come back. Um, Basically, what I said was, you should do it so we could ultimately have something to talk about when we're on Xbox. And I'm like, all right, fine, fuck it, I'll do it. you know. Um, but no, I do. I miss making videos for you guys. I miss just sitting down and ultimately sharing either what's been going on in my life or what's been going on around me. As far as rants, political rants, you name it. And just sharing that type of stuff. I like being uh, that type of like personal with people. But yeah, this video's got a way too fucking long. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to fill you guys in on what's been going on in my life. I am back. I wanted to give you guys a little, just kind of tell you like what's mainly been going on in my life. Certain things that I found out. Not only about my family history, but just everything really. I am in New York, and it's fucking cold as hell. Um, like right now, it's like I think 17 degrees, and but it feels like 9. It's colder than shit out right now. Um, and I know Buffalo, New York. I don't know how many people have heard about it, but it was I think sometime last year. I know Buffalo, New York, which is about 80 miles north of me, give or take, north northeast. Uh, got hit hard with snow. Like I think it was like a total of like 8, 9 feet in just a week's time. Like it never let up. I know they had to call in like the National Guard and all of that to help with the snow because they just got pounded. I know they said in Ralph Wilson Stadium, which is where my favorite American football team plays, the Buffalo Bills. I think they said they had in the stadium, in the stadium, mind you, they had, I think they said it was over 200,000 tons of snow. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it was. It was like over 200,000 tons of snow. So yeah, Buffalo got hit hard. I mean, people died from the storm because, medical personnel, emergency personnel couldn't get to them in time. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I am back for right now. I have lost some weight too. I'm pretty sure some of you can tell, not all of you. I am back. I mainly smoke my good old Marlboro Reds. I other smoke Marlboro Reds or Paul Mullen Filters, the cigarette of Johnny Carson. And occasionally I'll smoke Camel Unfiltered, which was the cigarette of Frank Sinatra. Um, and I'll have to do a review on Paul Mullen Filtered because they're nice smokes. Um, so yeah, guys. As always, like, comment, subscribe. And if you guys got something that you do, enjoy it. Live life to the fullest. Live every day like it's going to be your last. Because you never know when that day is going to come. So, as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Do what you do and enjoy it. Have a good day. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.